Hello, and thank you for joining us on Arts 24. He was a surrealist icon with an iconic mustache. Salvador Dali is the subject of a new film just out in France from director Quentin Dupieux, known for his absurd sense of humor. Dali is a very fitting subject. The Spanish artist was an eccentric genius with a passion for the world of dreams and fantasies. James Mulholland has more.
With his outrageous eyes, mischievous moustache, and flamboyant turn of phrase,
Un provocateur de tout.
Salvador Dali shook up the 20th century.
Je ne vous entends pas, là, en ce moment même, il y a une pluie de chiens morts.
In the new film by Quentin Dupieux, 5 actors interpret the Catalonian surrealist.
Maître, on peut faire une pause un peu, là?
That's what it took to bring this whimsical, multifaceted painter to the big screen. A self-proclaimed genius, exhibitionist and jack of all trades, Dali remains an icon of the surrealist movement. He was heavily influenced by Freud and strived to depict the world within, the world of dreams and fantasies. These paintings, with their ambiguous shapes in strange settings, are full of symbolism.
He did something very important. He delved deep into his emotions, into the delirium of his imagination, and he managed to bring it all together in a fairly organized manner.
Là, c'est Dali.
The creative genius became even more extravagant to make sure people were talking about him. Here he parades in the southern French town of Serres, on the border with Catalonia. At his side, his wife Gala and his pet ocelot. He was as big as it gets, and he thrived on making a scene for the cameras.
Comment comptez-vous interviewer Dali s'il n'y a pas de caméra?
Ah, non, en fait, moi, je travaille pour un magazine, hein, donc c'est ça mon matériel. Un calepin, un stylo.
Alors écoutez, vraiment, dans ce cas-là, ça ne m'intéresse absolument pas du tout. Bonne journée.
Dali also loved stuffed animals.
Dali said the only difference between me and a madman is that I'm not mad. But I think that by inventing this character, little by little he was consumed by it. And he ended up becoming the mask he wore.
Dali was criticized for his love of money. He had made loads, and he was proud of it.
À mesure que j'aime l'argent, je deviens de plus en plus avare.
An anagram of his name is Avida Dollars. That didn't impress surrealist leader André Breton, who excluded him from the movement.
Beaucoup d'artistes de votre époque vous considèrent comme un imposteur. Que leur répondez-vous?
Imposteur, non. Imposteur de qui? Imposteur de quoi?
The brilliant artist left behind a veritable treasure trove of works. Paintings, sculptures, films and photographs. He created his own museum in Catalonia and even published a cookbook, Gala's Dinners, full of recipes with eccentric names and colourful illustrations. But the real Salvador Dali remained hidden in his shell until his death in 1989.
His greatest work, he said it himself, was his character. And he's still with us to this day because he created his character.
Quentin Dupieux's tribute is funny, wacky and whimsical.
Là, c'est sublime.
Just as the artist was himself.
Ça, c'est Dali.
Turning now to the West African nation Togo, where a web series has gained an unprecedented following. Ahoé tells the story of Eli, a young Togolese man who, after 10 years living in Paris, comes back to his hometown for his mother's funeral. Our correspondents Priscilla Olimpio and Emmanuel Soji met with the show's lead actor and its producer.
Directed by Giulio Teco, Ahoé is a Togolese web series following the journey of a young man returning from France to his home in Togo. There, he is confronted by the harsh realities plaguing his country.
The average Togolese person can relate to this story, from the rice and bean seller, the motorbike taxi driver, to the returning expat who faces challenges with grieving in Africa.
The script is in the local language of Mina, one of the most used languages in Togo. But there are also subtitles in French and English. With humor and tact, the story covers family secrets, adultery, corruption, the hardship of retirees, and financial struggle. The production was fully financed through crowdfunding.
When we launched the funding campaign, we said we would be able to tell our story without any limits, what we want, how we want, without being restricted.
Angela Akereburu is a renowned TV producer. She's known for shows like Oasis and Hospitality. Past collaborations with Togolese screenwriter Madi Foltek have worked well, and the pair does the same with Ahoé.
She's bolder with certain topics, with certain characters. She pushes me to step out of my comfort zone.
Weeks after its debut, the show has picked up a lot of online attention because of its accurate portrayal of Togolese culture and society.
It was written in French, but each actor added their own personal touch and expressions.
The producers, cast and crew of the first season were not paid. They estimate they'd need nearly 450,000 euros, about 300 million CFA francs, to produce a second season. Despite the high sub-Saharan demand for local languages content, finding funding for the African film and television industry is still often prohibitively difficult.
Next, an exhibition for anyone who's ever dreamed of being Indiana Jones. An immersive show about the ancient Egyptian pharaoh Tutankhamun has just opened its doors here in Paris at the Galerie Montparnasse. The museum show is dotted with riddles, very much like a giant escape game. Jennifer Benbrahim and Edouard Dupueux have the story.
Rewind to November 1922. The Egyptologist Howard Carter is on the brink of an incredible discovery.
Nous avons creusé, mais nous n'avons plus de pistes.
Visitors are encouraged to help him find the tomb of Tutankhamun and its treasures. The burial site was found untouched and contained 3,500 objects. The exhibition in Paris showcases 1,000 reproductions of the most iconic pieces.
It's amazing to see these objects and decipher the hieroglyphs.
It's also an opportunity to take part in a giant treasure hunt.
Definitely. For those who enjoy escape games, it's really cool.
It's hard. Clues are scattered on mummification bandages or inside canopic jars that have been booby-trapped for the occasion.
It's not just straw. It feels like worms.
It's interactive. We rummage in the pots, wander around. It's really fun.
The exhibition shows us what the pharaoh's tomb looked like, an immersive experience overseen by an Egyptologist.
We wanted to do things properly. That meant combining the exhibition aspect with proper explanations that are relevant to current Egyptology, while also providing a game. Everyone can enjoy it from age 7 to 77.
And the game comes with a reward. It's the highlight of the show, the replica of Tutankhamun's gold funerary mask.
Magnifique.
And the most precious objects found next to the pharaoh. An exciting discovery with a thrill that Howard Carter himself might have experienced.
I love it. We like adventurers.
The exhibition takes us on a journey into the pharaoh's world and their concept of the afterlife.
Lovers of ancient Egypt who happen to be in Paris might also want to check out an immersive new exhibition at the Atelier des Lumières. Egyptian Pharaohs begins this weekend. It uses light and sound to transport viewers to the banks of the Nile, visiting ancient pyramids and temples from Tutankhamun's tomb in the Valley of the Kings to the tomb of Nefertari in the Valley of the Queens. We'll leave you with a sneak peek of the show. Thanks so much for watching. For more culture news, you can always head to our website or find us on social media. There's news coming up on France 24 right after this.